Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating from wisdomseekers.net, and we're here today with Linda and myself. And we're going to do 45 minute we're going to do a 45-minute reading because like the energy last week, the energy this week is chaos or buzzy, and it's exhausting, it's tiring. So hang on, let's see. I'll just have this. And Bonita is not feeling well today.
Um,
You know how it is when you move.
yeah.
The energy gets straight shook up, and she had 2 days ago, she had 10 boxes to put away, and I think she must have made it because the energy has her flat on her back. Uh, so the energy is actually really positive. It just feels really funny. And it's because we are still dropping that which no longer serves. And we're dropping it fast. And because we drop it fast, when you drop, if you have a 10-pound weight in one hand, a 10-pound weight in another hand, and one drops, you feel unbalanced, right? So you're dropping, and this is almost for everybody. You're dropping things at such a quick rate that we feel unbalanced. We don't feel like we're standing upright. So that there you go. And anyhow, we don't have anybody on yet. At least I don't think we do. We have one person watching. That could be, oh, we've been on for 113 seconds. Oh yeah, there are some people here. I'm too far down. Okay, Yasmin says, "Hey, ladies." Hazel says, "Good afternoon." And Yasmin says, "I'm trying to connect with a past life memory that seems to be linked to Gretna Green." Do you know what Gretna Green is? You should know what Gretna Green is.
It
That
sounds familiar, but I can't place.
it's when in the Elizabethan era or the Albert era,
Uh-huh.
when people wanted to get married, but the family said, "No, don't do it." They go off to Gretna Green.
They go off to what was Gretna Green? Was it like a convent or something?
It's like with your Canadian, you go down to Reno and get married.
Oh, like where you would run off to elope.
Yeah, exactly.
In America, it's South Carolina, because fun fact, the age of consent to marry somebody is 14 years old to date.
No.
And I do know a couple that did that when we were in high school, and I think they're still together.
Wow. That's a wow. Anyhow, she says a past life memory that seems to be linked to Gretna Green. I keep getting a fragment of a scene where I'm standing in front of an anvil. Could you give me any insights? Anvil, that has nothing to do with marriage.
No, what I'm thinking, what comes to me is immediately, what are you trying to decide or move forward with now that you think you need permission for, but you don't need permission, you just need to do it.
It says hint and intuitive impressions that might help me understand what may have happened in that lifetime, if possible. Could you pick up any name? Names are unimportant, honestly. What you want is the energy, like Linda was talking about. My name might have been or anything else, unless you're trying to figure out who you were at that time. Anvil. The anvil, I don't know what that would be linked to, except that an anvil is more of a Celtic, there's Celtic religion rather than the Catholic. No, they weren't Catholic back then, were they? They had been already become Church of England.
Yeah, C of E.
Yeah,
Protestant.
yeah. No, I'm not sure if the Queen Victoria, not Queen Victoria, Prince Al, the prince that wasn't a king, but his father was insane, so he was the regency era.
Oh, got you, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, the anvil. So let's go, keep on talking, explain what you,
I mean, I feel if you want a name, I got the name Jim Smith, and I don't think that was you. I
no,
think that was who you were with at the time. But almost kind of like when guys talk about, oh, my woman is this ball and chain, the anvil that you're seeing, I wonder if it is your mind trying to tell you you're dragging some kind of energy that's slowing you down that you don't need anymore.
that's
Just like what Elisha was saying, we're all releasing stuff, but that was my hit. What do you need to move forward? Give yourself permission for, because you don't need it from anybody else, but that's what people would run off and get eloped from, right? Because they didn't get permission.
but she married somebody like with a name like Jim Smith. That's not an aristocratic name. So if she was an aristocrat and fell in love with somebody who was lower on the social
I
scale,
mean, if it was that time frame, the name Smith could have meant literally a blacksmith. And if you're
exactly.
an aristocrat, that is not okay.
So, and also there's a saying, and I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's basically the anvil, you drop the anvil, and you can drop a lead weight like you were talking about.
Mhm.
So you're holding on to a responsibility that is no longer yours. And I can almost guarantee that that's the right answer because that's what we're doing right now. We are dropping that which no longer serves. And I'm going to go a little bit further out on the limb and go, you already dropped this. You just you're so habituated to owning it that you haven't realized you dropped it.
I want
And-
to add one more thing too, because back then it would have been a situation to where and it would have been detrimental at that time of going against society.
oh
Are
yeah.
you making some kind of move in your life to where you're worrying a little bit too much what other people think?
And that's a huge one right now.
Yeah,
That a lot of people are doing that right now. They're not realizing that you have to be true to yourself, not true to society's beliefs.
yeah. Because we're no longer going to die if we're cast out of our herd and pushed out of the clan. We can tell the critter brain it's okay, we're going to live.
And not only that, there's so many different herds that
Yeah.
you can join.
You just join somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, if you think about it, in the 70s, which most of you probably don't even remember, we had the hippies and our flower child. And that lasted, I don't remember, 4 or 5 years.
Hmm.
And then they became I can't remember, but they all of a sudden they switched over and became the people who made a lot of money and bought the big fancy cars and big houses. That's where we got mansions.
Yeah, McMahon. I was going to say the rise of the McMansions.
Yeah, that's from
Absolutely.
when that came out. And so you're not tied to one belief system anymore.
Right.
Actually, you want to get rid of any belief system and be who you are. And that is actually more fun than big other people's inventions because it really screws people up when you're authentic. It's so much fun. Okay, so let's go on. Jazzy. Hey ladies, hope you're doing well. What do I need to know when it comes to my connection with Jay? Oh, hang on. Yasmin says I could help me explore the story further. I'm also interested in what that past life experience might be influencing my current. Well, okay, we went into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jazzy says, what do I need to know when it comes to my connection with Jay? I've I'm li I live in Scotland. Small work. Hang on. Okay, I lived in Scotland, small world. My dad's from South Carolina and my mom's from Scotland. And Yazzie says her name is Yasmin. Yasmin Fox says Anvil is a place inside Gretna Green. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Mhm.
So, but Gretna Green was the place you ran off to when you were eloping,
Yeah.
and it took by horse like I think 12 hours for most places in England.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they did it in the dark usually
Yeah. Yeah.
because I like to read history books. Okay. Yeah. So, Yasmin, what you said, where did it go? I have to go back and reread it because I have a really long-term memory. What do I need to, okay, what connection with Jay and Scotland and South Carolina? What do you get?
Was that the same person asking?
No,
Yazzie?
this is Yazzie, and her name is Yasmin,
Yasmin.
but it's different from Yasmin Fox.
Okay, okay, okay. That's where I got lost. All
Yeah.
right. So it's I get that he really likes you. He's really trying hard not to show it, but he can't not like you. And this is part of his thing is that he has to let go of whatever is kind of preventing him from showing his affections towards you. He definitely doesn't want to like move too fast or anything like that, but he certainly doesn't want anybody else to have you either. And he's kind of flip-flopping between trepidation, like being nervous about, am I getting myself in over my head, or this is really exciting and I like it.
Yeah, I agree with Linda. I do think I'm going to suggest that you don't give your whole being to this guy. And I've said this for years. Men like to hunt. They want to be the ones who who make the decisions.
Hmm.
And since I doubt there's any men on here, women make the decisions. We're the deciders. But we don't we but it's all right to let a man think that he has has the decision making powers. As I said, he might be the head, but you're the neck. And what does the neck do? It tells you where to go. So back off a little bit. Let him come to you. Be
Yes.
valuable. Make him work for you because then he appreciates you more. Okay. So Bree says, hi, ladies. Nice to see you. And Bree says, may I know, will I be accepted to the summer music program in Toronto if I apply with the videos I have in mind? It's, appreciate any advice and insights. Okay, what do you get, Linda? I just quickly,
I get that you have a couple, like two or three that are really, really good, but Spirit wants you to kind of step back, go with them with like a spiritual, energetic blank slate, and that they can help you with one, if not two more, that are really going to put you over the top. I don't feel like you have everything you need, but you have a good, solid chance already with what you've got. But I feel like literally there's more music or something that's And it's one of those things you're gonna have to just like not try to make it happen. Let yourself be open and receive and let it pour through you. Because I feel like the big message is you don't know your talent, but like you're such a creative conduit. And I will add this when you look at like the spiritual problem of one of the biggest health crises we have is like diabetes. That is from not experiencing joy. And people that are artists, that are musicians, that are creatives, you help raise the vibration of joy on the planet. So you will be guided through to this program because that will elevate you to help bring more joy on the planet.
Okay, and I agree 100%. The one thing where you said that's not it, there's you need more. You need another video.
Yeah, that's
And
what I meant. One more video.
yeah, and I hope I this could be 1,000% wrong, but if you can look on the internet and find S- Sonny and Cher when Cher was like 16, she would wear these super gorgeous. Do you remember them? And she'd lay on top of the piano.
The piano, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not suggesting you lay on top of the piano, but I would suggest that you show your ability to act or be have the attention on you that you are what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
Show
She
her feminine side that
Yeah,
we are the creators.
yeah, show your feminine side, but show that you have the ability to be a big draw, which
The
means,
confidence
yeah,
and of yeah, the showstopper. Yeah, go into total jazz musician mode from like the 1920s, 30s and own the show.
yeah, and do obviously play the music that you're designed to.
Mhm.
Show a little leg while you do it. Okay? But be the showman. Show them that you have not just the creative ability,
Mhm.
but that you also have the ability to stop the show.
But I saw a little one off of Lindsay Sterling the other day, and she was in a short little white shirt and some boyfriend jeans and sneakers, but she was playing her violin and would turn around and do a high kick and a little PK turn, and she was standing in the middle of a mall and just approached this pianist that I don't know if it was staged or whatever, but they just one off were doing their little Carol of the Bells together. But she was showing off her own ability and talent and getting all into it.
And I guess bottom line is confidence.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does it, okay, lapse, I can't read this word, lapse. So I'm not going to try. I'm sorry. How does Jay feel for me? See me? Thanks, ladies. Lapso Calmi. I don't, I think that's a new name. How does Jay see you? Go ahead anytime you catch.
He's definitely attracted to you and certainly physically attracted, but he like can't put his finger. There's something about you. So whatever you have done, you have intrigued him and definitely captured his attention enough to where he's at least open to the idea of seeing where it goes.
Yeah, I agree. He's not committed, but he's not going to say no to trying out to find out if he's committed.
Yeah.
Exactly what Linda said. Okay. Yasmin, Anvil is a place where people get married. Yep. That's exactly what it was. She ran off,
Nice.
got, to
Yeah.
marry somebody. And then the families would chase after them and try to stop them before they got to Gretna Green.
Oh my goodness.
It was very dramatic back then.
I was gonna say I could just see some poor dad galloping on a horse in the rain.
Okay, sorry, I moved. Oh, that's what happened. I moved and it went more farther than I anticipated. Rachel, hi, ladies from Australia. Can my guides or yourselves give me some advice from where are and how I will meet my soulmate? You don't want to ask that question, I promise you. So I just accepted being single for the rest of my life. Absolutely not. But this is the part you're not going to like. Why are you single? What in you pushes other people away from you, men, I'm assuming men, away from you that you don't want to accept them? Is it your, and it's 99% of the time it's fear. Is it your fear of being dominated? Is it fear of giving up your personality? Is it fear of not being good enough? And when you find your hook, it could be anything. When you find your hook and you go back to its original beginning, look at it and go, yeah, I don't need that anymore. I release it. Please release me. Let me go. When you release that, that is when your soulmate will come in. And another question I have, do you really want a soulmate? There are a few soulmates now who who work together and lift people up, but the majority of soulmates are people that know you so well that they hit your blocks. So what did you get, Linda? As I said, you're not going to like my answer.
Here's what I have on that. And I get a visual, and when I get asked these types of questions, it's the same thing as when people are asking me when, and I see calendars, and I will literally see a wall calendar, and I am looking at a timeline. So you can take what I share or not. You get to be in charge. Um, I see you in a shop, like an indoor grocery store or something like that, and you're just kind of minding your own business, and someone approaches you. Um, However, I also get that one of the new things that are coming online for us, and I've had my own really weird experiences just this last week, is feeling being the point when you're not trying to feel. When you get into a state of, I don't care if I meet somebody or not, I'm not going to pout and say I'm resigned to being alone forever, and I'm not going to need somebody, but that balance in the middle of, that would be nice. And when you are in a good place, if you will allow yourself to imagine focusing on how you would feel in the relationship, not how you feel for the soulmate, but oh, I feel so adored. Oh, I feel so pretty when he looks at me this way, or oh, I feel so significant in their life when I get this tiny little trinket gift that it's not a holiday, but they spent a couple bucks on me just because they thought of me. Those kind of feelings will bring it in. But the visual I got was, indoor, there's like fluorescent lighting of like a department store, and it was a produce department. And you're like looking at a mango or something like that, and somebody either asks for advice or things like that. But it doesn't have to be there, it could be anywhere. But I get your facial expression. You were not expecting it. So if you're going to the store looking, it's not going to happen.
Mm. It's like the soap in the bathtub. When you reach for it, it skitters away. And you want to you choose a relationship, you don't need a relationship.
Hmm.
But anyhow, I jumped a whole bunch of people to get to Rachel.
Oh, let's go back.
So Lily says, "Hey ladies, how are you today? How was your week? May I ask how will the parents of my man and son react when they get to know me? I find them very, and I'm not sure what this word is, but it could be delusional, delused. Do you know, have you got an idea?
Isn't that kind of standoffish?
I have no idea. I've never heard that word before. From the past, thanks a lot. If that means standoffish,
Well,
that
and it may be an autocorrect in what she,
yeah.
when she's typing too. So that may not have been what she meant to type.
Yeah, no, I just don't know the word and I'm not psychic enough to figure it out. But
Right.
that if it means what Linda said, that's exactly the feeling I got at the
Yeah,
beginning.
that's the only reason I guess that because that's what I got.
That they're going to be, this is another case of you're going to be damned if you do or damned if you don't. So what do you choose?
Right.
You choose the man and the stuff, and after a while, if they're smart, they'll look at you and go, "Wow, she's a real catch," because you're a real catch. Go in knowing you're a catch and don't give a crap what they don't worry what they think about you. What do you get, Linda?
They
Anything
will
else?
clue that, it's kind of like dogs. They can smell your fear. And people like that, you do not want to show them, your fear. I get that when you do have the attitude, like what Elisha was saying, I don't care what you think. This is who I am. I would appreciate your blessing. I always tell people validation is always appreciated, it is never necessary.
Mhm.
Over time, they will kind of look back and go, we kind of enjoy her company, but it's going to take time. I don't feel like they're going to be a riff, but it is going to take time. And they will come to that in time because you stand firm in your own energy.
And you are a special human being. So Firebird says, the reason I went is because Hazel Gabara says it was that easy, and I can't find the first question.
Oh, no.
So anyhow, I'll go back and look again. But Firebird says W, which is the woman, landed Scorpio in trouble this week by giving falsified figures of my work. So I was targeted in email sent to my peers. I'm fighting back and have enough to go formal if I want to incriminate them.
Mhm.
And okay, this is not what spiritual people are going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Incriminate them. It's their lesson. They're asking for it. You're not responsible for their feelings and their hurts and everything. You're responsible for you.
Mhm.
And if they have, if you're not doing something because you don't want to feel bad because you hurt their feelings, because spiritual people don't do that, they do that because we're human, which is irrelevant, but because it's not your job to police them. What do you get, Linda?
I get the first of all, the first thing that comes to my mind is yeah, you could do all the paperwork and everything, but do you want to work at a place like that where you're targeted? However, I do feel like you need to stand up for yourself as far as evidence so that when you set it out to your mind that you're going to manifest a new position, you don't have that mark on your record.
Exactly.
And so that's the only reason I wouldn't
You're not doing it to be, you're not doing it to pay them back. You're doing it because it's the best thing for you.
yeah, but I feel like and I remembered what it was. February 14th, Saturn is going direct in Aries and it will be there for 2.5 years. And so this is the time I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you're getting a little bit of a nudge. You've not been happy in this job. You've kind of been tiptoeing energetically on other people's, personalities and egos for a while. You have the ability to manifest what you want, and this is your opportunity. If you want to start putting it out there, getting your resume together.
But yeah, you want to make sure your name is clean
Yes.
and you're not doing it as spite.
Yeah.
I mean, if things happen, it's all right to feel they got what they deserved, but you don't do it for that reason.
Right.
And you don't go out of your way to feel that way. You let it go. If you think it, you let it go. Let's go back a bit and see if I can find Hazel's question because I'm kind of confused
Okay.
and I don't see it anywhere. I wonder if something she wrote and it didn't go through because I've had that happen to people before.
Okay.
Okay.
Did she try to type it again, maybe?
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, we did Rachel already because I jumped ahead. Uh, Hazel's, yeah. Firebird, I want to resolve informally and being generous and being generous, giving Scorpio two get out of jail cards if he doesn't take third chance. And I go formal, how will it be exposing Scorpio? And I think it would be in the death knell, but
Well, and I mean, at the end of the day, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I mean, how long do you want to play the game?
yeah, it really,
I mean, there is a point of dotting your I's and crossing your T's to get your affairs in order to move on when the proper opportunity presents itself.
and the thing is, why are you going to three? If they haven't done it the first time, the second time, they're not going to do it the third time.
Exactly.
Yeah, so don't waste your time. Okay, Rachel, so or do I just accept being single? We already answered that one. Uh, Anything for me about the future? You know, asking a question about the future right now is really,
A loaded question.
yeah, because we're shifting. I've watched, I don't know how many people in the last 2 weeks shift their futures dramatically
Mhm.
because they just changed their energy. One of these people went from how am I going to make money to how much money am I going to make
Oh, wow.
in 1 week? It was just
Nice.
poof. And I go, wow. And also a lady, she's starting a business or has been doing a business and
Uh-huh.
it's not making a lot of money yet.
Okay.
But I saw that with the change in attitude, it would suddenly become very big business, not huge, but if something she could live off of. And it was 2 weeks. What these both these people did that change in 2 weeks. So when you ask what what's coming up in the future, it depends how much you drop. It depends how much you okay. And this is something everybody can understand. How much do you believe in who you are? Not believe, know who you are. And I'm not talking about the ego that says, I'm not good enough. I'm talking about the ego that says, this is who I am. This is a truth. I accept this truth. And yeah, it's pretty good, but I'm okay because it's the truth. And when you accept the truth about who you are, and usually we're told we're not allowed to feel good about ourselves, so it's not negative truths that we want to accept. It's because we're better than we think we are, your future is going to shift dramatically. Anyhow, what do you get, Linda? In a positive way.
Yeah, I really feel like the world is your oyster, blank slate. Um I was listening to a podcast today, and every single December we have I feel like it peaks right there at the 20th, 21st, depending on what, right there at the solstice of where you are on the planet. The veil is like really thin to step through. And a lot of people in the holiday bustle, we don't realize that we have amped up manifesting abilities. So I feel like if you wanted to, you could take some kind of childhood hobby and make bank with it. Some kind of out there left field. I can't believe somebody's not doing this, like the advertisement we always see about the online thing. I took my love of dancing and my love of dog training, and I teach people how to teach their dogs to dance. And or yeah, there's this guy out in California that he's like, I'm such a coffee buff and I am mad about pugs. And so we have this coffee shop where you bring your pug for a mug of coffee. And it's going to be something out there like that you're like, I cannot make money off of this, but I promise you, you can. And choose what you want. I'm getting a picture of you're circling the 5 points roundabout. If ever anybody's seen, Google the big 5 points roundabout that's south of Bath in England over in the UK. And that's how many choices you've got. It's not a crossroads. But your future is literally what you make it. Spirit wants you to know that you have the ability to make that choice and to literally speak what you want. But I'm getting something towards a career path that, a side gig you could make viable income from.
Okay, so Jennifer says, my daughter Haley's children's dad, Brandon, likes his electric bike even in the winter. Our family has been getting that he may leave the earth in January. Haley wants to know how her 4-year-old Victoria would handle that, even if he leaves the home but not the earth. If the family intuition is not correct about an accident, her son Thomas is only one, so he won't understand. Thank you. Um, there's a lot of people leaving right now because they're not going to grow in this lifetime. And that's a choice, but you're not asking that. You're asking how Victoria will handle it. Well, Victoria is very wise and sees her dad, Brandon, clearly. And of course, she will cry and mourn, and because that's what happens when you lose fathers or family. But she's also really wise, and she can see why he has to leave. There's a part of him that's part of Victoria that's very old for her age, but she can see clearly. What do you get, Linda?
I get that. All right, there's no guarantee. I feel like the family is likely collectively tuning into a timeline. And so I feel like, especially because she is an old soul in a young body, you can encourage and see her and guide her through a process of adapting, because she's not even 7 yet. So she's kind of a little over halfway point of her very first personality development phase. Um, I feel like she would be sad for a little bit, but I feel like she's going to surprise you. that she's not going to be one of these lost, confused little girls. And when I tune in, and this is kind of part from my own thing, I know it's very hard. Um, Even with our old dynamic and things changing, women are still women. And so we want a father in our life and things like that. And things are going to transpire. I don't see Haley on her own forever, and I don't see Victoria growing up without a father.
Yeah,
And that is going to help and things to move forward. I don't feel, it wouldn't be, super quick right away, but I feel like Victoria is going to surprise you
yeah,
that
that's what I thought.
she's a little more resilient of a spirit
Mhm.
than she probably looks physically.
Yeah, I know I see her just sort of leaning against something, go, it's obvious. But but none of your daughters are going to be old maids. You have good-looking daughters. They have learned a lot in the last few years. You've learned a lot in the last few years. None of them are going to be without. In fact, I suspect they'll be better off. Okay. So Bree says, laugh out loud. Showman, got it. Let me think about it. I don't think I can make a new video for the purpose, but I'll see if I can send another video from my already existing library. Thank you, ladies. Who is that singer that is probably dead now, but he's a massive, really good pianist. But because there's so many pianists, he also played the comedian. It was way back in the early 50s and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Okay, so disappointed is deluged. And she said, thank you. Lily says, thank you, ladies. Jennifer says, may I ask a question for myself? I want to know if Spirit has any thoughts on how I should deal with living with my grandchildren's dad, Brandon. When he lies, we catch him. He says he doesn't like us. Well, first of all, you don't give a crap that he doesn't like you. That's totally irrelevant. That's a child.
I
Just
mean, it's your house. There is nothing between him and the front door but air and opportunity.
yeah. And my grandchildren, well, my daughter, when she was really little, or 10, 11, she'd say, I hate you. I said, I don't care. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm your mother. You just don't care because that's a child's manipulation. How do you act? Well, if it was me and I'm not very nice, I go, okay. But it's
Be the grown up and don't. He is, um, he's very cunning. He's very
manipulative.
capable of reading people and pushing buttons to get his way.
Uh-huh.
And you literally, I would bell jar him. That's me.
Yeah, just put him in a thick bell jar.
Drop
He
it
really
down like it's Mario. Let him be on his own planet Earth. But I mean, really, I would question if you need that energy in your house.
they don't. They want him to leave, but they can't force him out because he's the father of the grandchildren. He has to leave on his own. But the answer is you don't give a damn what he thinks. And it's all right to let him know. Like I
Mm.
said, I'm not very nice. I would have just giggled. Uh, Ashrama, oh hi, it's been a while. Of area. Greetings, ladies. I've been focusing on healing, just checked in on my energies. What does my dragon and guides have to say today? Blessings and love. Okay.
About at time.
Say what?
I said we're about at time.
Okay. So, Ashram, your dragons go, yeah, that's pretty, they're really pleased with you. You're doing a really good job. there's one thing you're hanging on to rather than releasing. But other than that, you're fine. You're doing really well. Really, Jennifer, she says he pretends to be nice to us until he's caught again. It's not fun to deal with. Then don't deal with it. Just say, okay, and walk away. Okay, ashram. Do you have anything for ashram of area? I think she,
I I mean, I feel like his guides, is it he? She?
I think it's a woman.
A woman? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you have released enough that your spirit guides want you to sort of tune into a new desire, a new goal to help you have something to focus on to move towards. And then that'll help you release whatever that one final thing is that you're kind of holding on to.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
some kind of way of being of service in the family, in the community, and that's
I
something that's enjoyable for you that contributes.
I think she does what we do.
Okay.
I've been doing soursop, moringa. Will this will this leave within the next few months? I'm a female.
Yep. Yep.
And we're going Cyan. I don't know if we'll get to you or not, but we'll try. Um, you're the one to answer about soursop and moringa.
Is she trying to like detox and heal herself for something? Because
I can't. I'm not 100% sure what it was.
okay, I mean those are good. They're both very good herbs. Well, moringa's an herb, soursop's a fruit. Um, let your energy tune in to kind of aid the soursop and moringa to do it together with it. And we are at a final point. Just yesterday, the earth herself, we got hit with massive CMEs. There's a giant earthquake that hit Alaska, and Kilauea in Hawaii is like shooting highest that it has in weeks. And we're all on planet Earth doing the same thing, and our little bodies are doing the same thing also. So I feel when you take herbs or whatever, think of that as the building materials, and our thought process is the architect's plans. So you can kind of push yourself over the edge and facilitate whatever it is you're trying to release. But yes, those are good to kind of clean out the lymphatic by having soursop and moringa bolstering the immune system with that.
What about oh, what do I call I really like methylene blue
Hmm.
because it clears out it fixes the my brain is going time to quit.
Yeah, there's a you can get it in India. Methylene blue
You
is
can get it on Amazon.
yeah, but I mean I'm just saying a good reliable country of origin is India.
Yeah, but there's
And
two kinds, right? There's the kind you get from that you don't buy, but you get the one that's health rated.
yes.
Yeah, and my daughter gets that one for $28 here in Canada.
Okay.
So I like it. I like it a lot because I noticed a huge difference.
Yeah,
As
I've not had access to it yet. I would love to try it. I've been doing juice of a whole lemon with 3 EDTA pills at the same time, and I can see it changes my eye color within a few hours. Like
well,
it
yeah, then
literally,
obviously,
so they all do the same thing, that and the right kind of DMSO. But at the end of the day, my point was your thoughts, your self-talk, you're listening to the drama and trauma and everything on the news is just as acidic in your body as going through the fast food drive-through. So we can so much as hear about a random act of kindness and lift our body and change our DNA to a more positive and higher vibration, because every water droplet in your body is a blank slate.
Yes.
So your spirit guides are wanting you to focus on what you want. And I feel like there's some kind of like service hobby that.
Well, she's a deaf doula and a medium. Because you can do all that stuff, one of the things that is probably highly beneficial for you is to bring yourself up to the fifth dimension consciously and stay there for a few minutes.
To release other people's energy off of you from your work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
And part of what you're going through is so that you have a better, stronger understanding of being a deaf doula. Okay, and I've seen that with other people too.
Mhm.
Hazel says she was commenting on what was said before.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm running out of energy. I don't know. I think we're just about done. Uh, Miriam Cervantes,
Mhm.
she wants to know if there's any messages.
Yeah, that you're like really going through something, and spirit wants you to know that you are so loved. You are closer to the end than you realize. To please be vigilant, have perseverance, and to kind of shift yourself a little bit forward into the feeling of like, phew, I can't believe I made it through that, to help put yourself through. Yeah, because you're right there at the end. So hang in, hang
And
in.
and
You're
and
not
bas
alone.
basically that you can give that to almost everybody. We're just about there.
Yeah, yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, I can feel that she's struggling right there, because it's the very first thing that came in is you were so loved. You're so loved and you're not alone.
Remember what I was saying? We get into a habit thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And because we get into habit thoughts, we don't realize we've made it. So I remember back in the 80s, my ex, when I was married, he set a goal. He reached that goal. He went past that goal, still striving for that goal. We don't need to do that. We can acknowledge we've made it. Okay, say Ann says any messages from my guides. Say Ann. Go ahead if you've got something. Like I say, I think we're pretty well. I think there might be one. Chippewa is the last one, I think.
You're being pulled in a different direction, Cyan, and they're trying to send you a signal and you're not noticing, because I'm seeing that you're kind of almost like distracted, but somebody's trying to tap you on the shoulder and they're pointing to the left. And I don't know if this is, I mean, this is a little bit of a life path thing. I don't know if it's a career or some kind of like occupation or something that may end up, completely different than when you think. But they want you to try to be still and open for a little bit, because they're sensing that you're distracted, and they're like,
Over here, over here.
go that way.
And all it will take is a tiny viewpoint shift
Yep.
to get all these things that Linda's talking about.
Mhm.
And the people don't realize just a little bit of a shift and wow, your whole world opens up.
Right.
Okay, Chippo, anyhow, you know who you are. Happy to be here. What's up for me career-wise? Thank you. Huh. It's funny, I got a picture of an explosion and a fire. And not that your place is going to burn down. I suspect this is more of you're going to burn the old stuff's going to burn away so that the new can come in, and the new is because the fire feels really good. What do you get, Linda?
I feel like there's some kind of I feel like you're going to have a choice, and it's either going to be a promotion or hang your own shingle. But it is going to definitely up level. And so Spirit wants you to don't sell yourself short.
And we all do.
And now is not the time because, like I've said before, the planetary alignment is completely different from anything that we can find 8,000 years back. So you can't go on past experiences of, yeah, I've tried that, but nope, you haven't tried it. And this time frame,
And
everything is new,
the energy is so different.
completely new.
And that you people don't realize how new it is. It's so new that what happened yesterday, A to B, is now A to Z. So really, don't, as Linda says, don't limit your thinking. Okay, and Jennifer, I don't get people's deaths. I'm sorry. Uh, People have asked me that over the years, but I just don't get it. I don't get people's deaths. I suspect he will leave the house rather than leave the spirit, but I personally do not get people when people are going to die.
That sometimes when we have an intuitive hit of a death, that does mean a physical move. Because when we die, we don't really quit being in existence. We move from planetary Earth to the other dimensions. So, but I get that it's anywhere from like 49 to 67% possibility. So like half to two-third chance possibility. But it's I mean, if I tune into it, I see a bunch of timelines kind of flipping back and forth, like somebody's shifting between 6 to 7 channels, and he could be doing different based on what he's thinking, what he's using at the time, or whatever.
And there's another thing that you're not taking into account. The guy is lowbrow, but he's living with you, and your vibration is affecting him. He may not show it, but he's absorbing your spiritual knowledge because that's how it works. You don't learn spirituality, you catch it. Anyhow, let's run on. uh Ashrama says, I wanted to thank you both. Elijah, you've been such a blessing to me for years now. I love your spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, ladies. Yeah. And Church says, thank you so much. Jennifer says, thank you so much for your help. It means more than I can explain in a few words. You've helped my family so much throughout the years as we went through difficult things. Love and hugs sent to you. Before we go on, and I'm done. I wanted to tell you a short story because you just mentioned it. I have a friend here in town and she has cancer and she went through chemo and her immunity bottomed out. She got sick, ended up in the hospital with for a few days. She went home. We have something here called a health portal, so you can go online and see your results. She could not get online. They messaged the hospital and it turned out somebody had classed her as dead. What the point I'm getting to is everybody came back with, oh, she had that mini death. Now she's going to get better. Exactly what you were saying. Uh, Joel wants to know if there's any messages for him. Joel. Um, I've been picking you up for the last 2 days, so I'm going to answer that. You're for, and this is the message for everybody today. You're further along than you think you are. And in your case, you're resisting the truth because you think the truth will take you back. But if you stop resisting, you'll find that you actually, like when you've got a slingshot and you pull it back, and then you're at the pullback stage, you let it go, whoosh. So just know that you're ready to go whoosh. Okay. Did you get anything, or do you want to add anything?
No,
You
I got the same thing that Spirit is trying to tell him that it's time to move forward.
Yeah. And if you're not married or you're not getting married, get married. Because there's a woman there that loves you so much.
Yeah.
And Jennifer says, great news for your friend. I think so. I always, when she got cancer about 3 years ago, her doctor gave her 3 months to live.
Ah, it's called a medical practice for a reason.
Or malpractice.
Yeah,
But practice is right, yeah.
that was my dad saying it's called a practice.
So Jennifer says, have a wonderful day, and next week, love and night light. Okay, I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Linda.
Thank
That was
you.
awesome. And let's go.